Alright, so today I would need to start recording when the gardener's outside, but so today we're going to make some keto-friendly cheddar biscuits. What you'll need is almond flour, 2 eggs, cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, garlic powder, cream cheese, and baking powder. And you'll also need some plastic wrap to wrap it into. Okay? Now, these are only supposed to be 2.5 carbs per biscuit. So, if you're doing like me and you're trying to be creative but also have a delicious meal, just ride along with me and see how these turn out. I'm going to guide you all the way through step by step. Right, so the first step is you're going to need 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. As you can see, I have little less than a full cup in here. So what I think I'm going to do is substitute the rest of that with cheddar. So I had about a little under 1 cup of the mozzarella. I didn't go to the store. I'm just working with what I already had. So there you go, 1/2 cup. And just a little bit more because I didn't have a full cup of the cheddar. Then I'm going to do 4 ounces of cream cheese. This right here is a 12 ounce. It probably would have been better if I would have had a stick, but like I said, I didn't go to the grocery store, so I'm just going to work with what I have. So give me a minute. So since it's 12 ounces and I only need 4, that means I need about a third. I need about a third of this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish scooping out. So I think that's about a third. But what I didn't do, I've already messed up, is because this has to go in the microwave, I need to put it into a microwave safe dish. And I should say that first. So luckily I thought of that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to, after putting this in there, I'm going to sit this in the microwave for 45 seconds. So this is my pre-mixture, what it kind of looks like prior to me putting it into the microwave. So now I'm going to come on over here. My microwave is here. I'm going to set this in. I'm going to set it on. Well, my microwave only goes to 30, so when it's done, what I'll end up doing is I'll give it another 15 seconds. Alright, so we'll do it one more time for another 15 seconds. So there we go. Bear with me. So now that I've taken it out the microwave, this is the mixture that I have. I'm just going to stir it a little further, and we're going to, just to kind of get that cheese and everything into another ball. More mix, and then I'm going to nuke it again for another 20 seconds. Alright, so I took that, made that another 20 seconds. And I'm going to stir that all up again. And so it's nice and creamy. Set that to the side. I'm going to start my dry portion. Okay, so the recipe calls for 2/3 cup of almond flour, which I already have 1/3. I'm doing everything off camera because I'm not dressed. I look a hot mess and I don't feel like getting dressed, but I wanted to show you guys. So that's 2/3 of almond flour. Okay. Alright, so the next part calls for 4 teaspoons of baking powder. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's done. Then it's calling for 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, but I feel like these are supposed to be garlic cheddar biscuits, so I'm going to do a full teaspoon of the garlic powder. Then after that, you're going to go ahead and crack in your 2 eggs. Now remember, you're mixing your dry separately from our cheese mixture that we did earlier. And then you're gonna want to stir that properly. Get that all in the mix. Alright, so now that we have, this is our almond flour, our baking powder, our garlic powder. It's all mixed in there, and our eggs. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cheese mixture, and you want to make sure you see how nice and creamy the cheese is. So now you want to take that, and you are going to mix it all together. It smells so yummy, so delicious already. Alright, so I have my mixture. Then you come and you put some more cheddar in there. I can't believe these are keto friendly. It is calling for 1 cup of cheddar. So I'm going to do that. That's all done. If you could see the mess I'm making back here, I'm glad I'm doing it away from the camera. But now all that gets mixed up together. So now what I'm going to do, so I got a nice little doughy concoction here. So now I'm going to get rid of this bowl. I'm going to take some of my saran wrap, and probably be better if you had the real shiny paper. I'm using what I have. Once again, I saw this recipe and said, hey, I have all the ingredients, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm taking this wrap, took that. I'm going to put a little bit of almond flour here so that my batter doesn't stick. So all I've done is right on that paper, I've just put a little bit of my batter so that it doesn't stick. Then I'm going to pour my batter directly on here, because now this has to curate in the refrigerator. Get rid of that. Okay. So I'm going to get these nice and wrapped. Wrap it up really tight. And then it goes in the refrigerator. You want to let this sit, let your batter sit in the refrigerator a good 30-40 minutes. And I will come back when it's ready. Alright, so we are back. First thing we're going to do is we are going to preheat our oven to 425. Alright, so we're all set. Alright. So I have already taken the dough out of the oven. Make sure that's situated. Or out of the refrigerator, I should say. And we are going to go ahead and take this. The recipe calls for us to cut it into 8 pieces. I take it back. This little makeshift saran wrap I have is pretty good. It took a minute to get into it. So I'm just going to take a knife, and it says to cut it into 8 pieces. I don't know how I'm getting 8 pieces out of that unless I kind of flatten it a little bit. So we'll do one, do it this way, and then, well, mine's just going to come out to 9, but you're supposed to cut it into 8. So one will be a very small part. Alright, so after I've sectioned it off into 8, the next thing we're going to do is, now I know most people just put their stuff right on their cooking sheet. I always line mine with foil. It's easier to clean, and quite frankly, to me, the food doesn't stick, but I'm still going to butter it. So I've gotten some kind of butter with canola oil, and I am going to butter my sheet. So it's nice and buttery. Nothing like a good buttered biscuit. And butter is keto friendly. Plenty of fat, so it's all good. Alright, so we're nice and buttered. Top back on that. There you go. So I've already pre-cut, like I said. Now I'm just going to place them on the sheet. That actually, this little piece actually should have went on another biscuit, but whatever. I did clean up my mess while we were waiting on our dough to rise. So the kitchen is straightened up. I won't say it's sparkling, but it didn't look as bad as when I was doing it. And I found a better position for the camera. I had it on my tripod earlier, and I apologize that you couldn't see anything, but at least you could hear me. Alright, so those are all situated. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. Keto friendly. Alright. So now, I am opening up my oven. And I'm still waiting on that signal for the preheat. My oven usually takes a few minutes to say it's reached the desired temperature. After we put them in the oven, you're going to put them in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to do in between. I'm going to do 11 minutes just to give myself a for sure sign that they are done. And I'm going to do that now. So once you preheat your oven on 425, cut your biscuits into 8, place them in the oven between 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how your oven works, okay? So we'll be back when they're done. Let's check on these biscuits. They're coming out great. A few more minutes. Alrighty, they are out of the oven. They look delicious. I will let them cool just a little bit before we try them. I'm going to let my grandson try one. And we'll be back. Alright, go ahead. Alright, so I'm letting the grandson pull it and eat it. It's super hot, but it looks yummy. What do you think?
Good.
Pretty good? That is low carb, low, and keto. So if I made that type of food, would you eat that? Okay. Because it's diet stuff. So you don't care? Alright, so I'm definitely going to make some for the family. And I'm thinking about doing one keto recipe per week. And let's see what happens. Now, keep in mind, each biscuit is 230 calories, 2 net carbs, 2.5 net carbs. I will make sure that I put the nutritional values into the description at the bottom. And why don't you give it a try and see if your family likes it. If my grandson likes it, trust me, your family's going to love them. All right. I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And then hit the notification bell so it'll let you know if I've made any new videos. Talk to you soon.